So hello guys, welcome back to another video of Coding with Agrim. This is your host Agrim Sehgal and today I am back with another video. So today we are going to make our first Scratch game. Before proceeding, let me show you a small clip of it. Okay, so you saw the game and I have thought of that only. And today, if you haven't seen my last video yet, then link is in the description. Check out that. In that video, we discussed how to create our account on Scratch. We discussed difference between offline and online versions of Scratch, and I also told you from where to download Scratch. So, without taking your much time, let us start coding. So guys, as I told you, today we are going to create our first game on Scratch. So let's get started by opening our Scratch desktop. Okay, our Scratch editor is here. So if you have seen this first time, then I'll just tell you this is the place where all your sprites come. Sprites are the main characters which perform the tasks in the game, and this is the backgrounds option, backdrops, where you can add different backdrops, and this is the editor area where we do coding, and these are different sections and these are different blocks. Remember, there's a difference between section and block. This is a motion block and this is a motion section. This motion section determines the movement of our sprites, and next we have look section. It enables us to send messages and switch the costumes and also to hide and show our sprites. Then I come sound. It enables us to play different sounds. Next we come to events. These are one of the most important blocks. Event section, we can say event section is one of the most important sections in the coding, because every script starts with an event block only. These are the event blocks. You can identify with the shape. They are rounded from the top left corner. Next we have controls. In this control section we have loops over here. You can see repeat 10, forever loop, and we also have conditions over here, if then else, and stop all, and we have also have option of create clone of myself. And next we go to sensing options, and as the name you can think, this senses the things like touching mouse pointer or touching this color, and it also enables us to ask the name, and anything else. It also enables us to ask the questions. And next we'll go to operators. It is basically for attempting mathematical functions and something related to that. And here variables, these are also very important parts. Variables, here we can create our own variables and just do the coding like that. And my blocks, these can be important because my blocks are important sometimes when we have to create a large script, then we make our own block. Okay, so now without taking your much time, I have just given you a short intro of Scratch software, and now we will just start the coding. Okay, so today I have thought of a game creating like, here is a ball in the center and there are two paddles over here. One paddle is here and one paddle is here, and the paddle which is on the left side, it is a player paddle which the player will move, and the paddle which is on the right side which will be the AI paddle which will move automatically. So for that I will just delete this sprite 1. Whenever you open Scratch sprite 1, that is scratch cat, you can say, it also appears, it always appears. So now we want a ball, and here you have different options for choosing a sprite, and paint your own sprite. If you just click on this, a small interface appears. Yeah, yes, you can paint your own sprites over here. Like if I have to paint ball, I will just select the color which I want. If I want yellow color, like this, I'll just increase the saturation and decrease the color some, and just I will just create a ball like this. So if you want it, and another option is a surprise. The surprise is also amazing, because it randomly picks any of the sprite from your Scratch desktop. Like these are the sprites which are uploaded on Scratch desktop, and the surprise option picks any of the sprite from them. So like this. Okay, so now it has randomly picked a star. Okay, so now here we have option of upload a sprite. In the upload a sprite, you can upload any of the sprite from your computer. Okay, so now we will just look for a sprite in our Scratch desktop. Okay, so I wanted a ball and it is here. Great. And here there are the properties of the ball, whether it is hidden or not, what's its size, what's its direction, and what's its position on the x-axis and the y-axis. So I will just set the x-axis and y-axis to 0, so that it goes to the middle of the screen. And the same option is for backdrops, like we choose, right, the same option is for backdrops. And just, no, I just chose the wrong one. You can delete the backdrops from here, and one backdrop is already selected, which is totally blank. And yes, this was the XY grid. So you can see this is the, here xy is equal to 0, and the extreme left side in the center, y is equals to 0, and x point is negative 240, and in the extreme right side, x point is 240 positive, and y is again 0. And on the, in the center, on the top of the screen, we have y-axis on 180 degrees and x-axis 0, and x-axis on the bottom also, x-axis 0, and y-axis negative 180. Okay, so now I hope that you will know that what is the x-axis and y-axis and different points on them. So now just I will just select my ball and set its position to again 0 0. Okay, so it is negative 0. Okay, so now we want paddles. Let's look for paddles, and if I look for a paddle, okay, so here is a paddle, but I don't think this will help us, because for our game we need a vertical paddle, because we want two paddles on the right side as well and on the left side. So we want vertical paddles. Let's see, if we flip it, then also we cannot. If we put horizontal, then also we cannot, we can do nothing. It will not flipping itself, and vertical also. So I don't think this will help us. For paddle, we need to create one of our own. Okay, so now I'll just create my own paddle. I'll select the color green, increase the short, okay, increase it, and now I'll just paint one paddle like this. Okay, so it is a bit big. Yes, now it is looking good. And remember one thing, this cross sign which you are seeing on the shape, when it is selected, this shows the middle point of the screen. And here you can see this point, this aim type, it is the middle of your screen. So that if I just drag it here, like I'll zoom out, and I just keep it here, and then I just set its position to 0 and 0. So it is not accurate center of the screen, because it is, our figure is not actually correctly placed. So we need to place it correctly in the middle of the screen. Yes, now it is in the middle of the screen. So but we don't want it in the middle. I will just name it as player paddle. This is our player paddle, this is our ball, and right click on this and there is option of duplicate. If you just duplicate it, then there will be player paddle 2. We want AI paddle. Okay, so here is our AI paddle, here is our player paddle. Oh, this is one as our player paddle. When you select this, you can read the name. Okay, I'll just place it over here. Okay, so I'll just set y-axis to 0 and here I guess, and again y-axis to 0 and let's set it to 200. Okay, and our ball sprite is on 0 0. Okay, so I just decrease the size of the ball because I think it is a bit big, because when we put it in the full screen now it will be fine, and it is not looking good. Let's add a soothing backdrop to it. Okay, what about this neon tunnel? It is looking good. Okay, so now let us start coding. So we want our ball to move automatically and bounce of the paddles. So for that we'll just grab move 10 steps, and let us see. This is the green flag. When you just press the green flag, your game starts. Okay, so nothing is happening because I told you when you grab an event, then you have to do when flag clicked, because every script starts with an event. And when I do this, you can see the ball moves a bit, but it is not moving properly. So it is not moving continuously, I should say. And so here we need a forever loop. In this forever loop, the ball will move continuously. Okay, so here you can see the ball is now moving continuously, and now it is stuck on the edge. And again we will just do a motion walk and go to XY 0 0, because when flag is clicked, then it should go to the middle of the screen only, like this. It is respawning from the middle when I press the green flag. Okay, so next we want when it touches the edge, it should bounce. If there is a very simple block, if on edge bounce, you don't have to type anything on it, you just have to drag and drop. And let's see now. Okay, now it's looking good, but you will see that ball is going through the paddles, it is not bouncing off the paddles. So here we want it to bounce. Next, I told you there is an if then option. Now we will just grab that and use it in a script, if then. And if from a sensing options, touching mouse pointer, and you can see we don't want it mouse pointer, there's a drop down over here, and from the drop down we will select player paddle, and then just simply duplicate this and press it below, and just from from the drop down select AI paddle. If touching AI paddle, then what it should do, and if touching player paddle, then it should do. And we will just turn right 15 degrees and just set 15 to 180. Let's see what happens. This is player paddle. Yes, player paddle is now I guess working properly, and turn 180 degrees. Yeah, now yes, you can see, but this is not really interesting or exciting because the paddles are not moving and ball is not moving in the random direction. So we want here to point in direction 90, and here from our operator section pick random 1 to 10 option is there. This is also very important option. In most of my games I use this option, and hence it is very important. And pick point in direction, pick random, I should set negative 180 to positive 180. and just place that in the second point after the green flag clicked. So now you can see it is picking up any random direction when the green flag is clicked. Yes, so we want the same thing to do when, okay, so it has duplicated the whole script. I don't want this. And next we want same to do when it touches the paddles, because when it touches the paddle it should also go in the random direction only. And here we will set 150 to 210, I guess, and the same here. And what if I delete this one? Let's see, because we are just setting the direction. Okay, so this will take time. Yes. Okay, so after touching the paddle, I guess it is changing its direction and it is picking its random direction. Okay, so I guess our ball's work is complete. Next we have player paddle and AI paddle. This is very simple to do. Just grab a when flag clicked forever loop, because we want the movement to repeat itself, and go to the motions, and here remember we want to change its y-axis. We want to go it up and down, not right and left. We want to go it up and down, and for that vertical axis it is y-axis. So here it is option set y to set y to 0, and just from the sensing option you will have an option mouse y. Set y to mouse y, so that where is the my mouse cursor, there it will go. Yes, you can see here where my mouse cursor is, it will go there only. Yes, now it is working properly. Next we want the movement of AI paddle also. So I guess the same function but not the same. When flag clicked, set y to, oh I forgot the forever loop, no issues, I'll just grab it now. Forever loop, set y to, and again on the sensing option you have backdrop of stage. Remember to first change the ball, because if you change the ball then only this x position y position enables. Otherwise if you select stage, then backdrop name volume my variable appears. So remember first to change it to ball, then only your x position and y position will appear. Okay, so now set y to y position of ball, so that wherever the ball goes the AI paddle will automatically go there. Yes, you can see the ball, wherever the ball goes AI paddle goes there only, and my player paddle also goes there. So I saw that it's stuck on AI paddle, so for that we can just do turn move 10 steps, and yeah, now I don't think it will stuck. Let's do it for AI paddle or player paddle also. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now it is not sticking into the paddles, and we want the game to be over also. So we will just paint two new sprites which will be of game over, I guess. Yeah, so here I will just type a text and set font to pixel, and just type player one, grab it to the center, just make this a bit big, and what if I just set it to 0 0, how it looks? Yeah, it looks pretty good. And okay, so now I'll just paint another costume. Remember, we don't want to go on the sprite, we want here on the bottom left corner to paint a new costume, so that the sprite is the same and the costumes are different. And I'll just type here that was player one na, AI AI1. Okay, so AI1 over here, and center of the screen, just make it a bit big. Yes, AI1 and player 1. Just make this small, select this, and yes. Okay, so now we want it to first hide itself when flag collect hide. So here we use our motion section also, hide, when flag collect hide. And so now we, to show itself, we need to broadcast messages. These also play a very important role in the script. Broadcast message on, you will find them in the events option, though they are not events, but yeah, they perform very important functions. So broadcast message 1 and wait. From the drop down, select new message and type here AI1, and just duplicate it and type here player 1. Okay, so now if for that we need to again just do simple coding forever, and again on this side if then option, and for the ball, okay, it is this x position. Okay, so if x position, in the motion section you will find its x position. You remember we need a circular one, rounded box type, and from the operators grab a greater to. Okay, so let's see, uh, its x position is 49. Okay, so oh, I selected ball. Okay, so its x position is negative 200. So I guess it should be negative 206 or negative 200 only. Okay, so negative 198 seems good. If x position is, okay, so if x position is smaller than negative 198, I guess. Negative 198. Okay, if x position is smaller than negative 198, then broadcast AI1, because here our player pedal is there. And now you just grab the ball here. X position is 201. Okay, duplicate this and select. Okay, so here we need a different block, this one, x position, and it was, oh no, it was I guess 201 something. So let us set it to 198 only, negative 198 and positive 198. And just from the drop down select player 1. Okay, so if x position is greater than 198, if it means that if it goes through the pedal, then the AI will run, and if it goes through the AI pedal, then player will run. Let's see. And okay, it has gone through the pedal, but it didn't show that AI1 or player 1. I know the reason why, because I didn't coded it to show. I coded it to hide, but I not coded it to show. So I need to do the same for showing itself. And yeah, so here event as when I receive AI1, duplicate this, and from the drop down select when I receive player 1, because here we need two events. When I receive player 1 and AI1, remember costumes. remember the names of the costumes. It is AI1. I'll just name it as AI1 only, so that it is easier for me. Player 1. Okay. When I receive player 1, when I receive AI1, switch costume to AI1, and when I receive player 1, switch costume to player 1, so that it switches its costume accordingly, and then show it self. Yeah. So now let's see. Okay, AI1. Okay, so okay, AI1 again, but AI once, and it doesn't shows that AI has one. It doesn't stops the game, I guess. Yeah. So for that we need to do stop all from the controls. Okay, so that whenever the ball passes through, I'll just let it go. Okay, so AI1, and now it has stopped the game, and it is showing AI1, it has stopped the game. Yes. Okay, so I guess now our game is complete. Okay, so let us design a home screen for it, or not. Okay, so I don't think a home screen is needed here, because this is a very simple game. AI1 and player 1. And one last thing I would like to fix, that if you will notice, AI paddle is not going to lose. Only player will lose. So we want AI to lose also. So for that we will do control section, wait 1 second and set 1 to 0.3, because 1 will be very large number for it. And for motion we'll select glide 1 seconds to this, and again set 1 to 0.3. Make sure that both of them are same, so that it moves properly. It otherwise it will sort of teleport itself. Okay, so Y position of balls, remember this to put it in the Y block only, not in the X block, because if you put it in the X block, then anything can happen, and so that will not be good. Okay, so okay, 0.3 is, I guess, bigger number. Also 0.2. Yes, now you can see paddle moves, but it moves slowly, so that player can also win. If you just decrease the number, then the paddle will move faster. You can see now. Now I think it is perfect. Player is also winning, and paddle is also not moving so slowly. And for you will just name it as paddle game, and just save it to my computer as paddle game only. Okay, so now my game has saved, and now I will enjoy it in the full screen mode. Okay, so I hope you guys like the video, and if you are new to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video. And don't forget to write your queries, if any, in the comment section. And yesterday I looked into my channel, and 71.9% of you guys haven't subscribed yet. Only 28.1% of guys if you have subscribed. So please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any queries, write them in the comments. I will read all the comments and reply as soon as it will be possible for me to do so. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.